This film tells the story of Somad, a man who has spent the last 2 years living in a cold and tense household between his wife Rina and his mother Rahma. National political conflict has spilled over into their new home. Rina is a loyal supporter of the former carpenter, who is now president, while Bumarni is a staunch admirer of the former general who lost the election. Political differences lead to cold war almost without end. They fight over the TV remote, make snide remarks in the kitchen, and even sabotage each other through domestic symbols. Rangga, Somad's younger brother, who is writing a thesis on political polarity in the private space of urban families, tries to mediate the conflict with an academic and psychological approach, but fails. Rina also fought for gender equality at home, demanding that household roles and responsibilities be shared fairly. She refused to be positioned as a domestic servant and encouraged her husband to be more active in household chores. However, Miss Marnie says this is a form of rebellion against family values. The ideological battle between patriarchy and gender equality permeated various aspects of their household life. Meanwhile, Somad, who never voiced his feelings, continued to bear the burden. The home that once served as a refuge had turned into an absurd battlefield. He felt increasingly pressured when his mother and wife demanded he choose a side, and this dilemma led to self-depression.
I used to be school principal, and I used to be very open-minded about gender equality. Then I married an army general, and our marital relationship was patriarchal, or in my husband's mind, he saw himself as a leader who may not fully understand the importance of fairness and justice in a household and tended to be authoritarian. As a mother, I follow the direction of the leader, which was my husband. I'm mother with 2 sons, Somad and Rangga. The wife of my first son, Somad, named Rani, is a rather stubborn woman. We often decide about who should handle household chores. Since I initially learned about household responsibilities from my husband, who believed that a woman's sole duty is to manage the home. This has led to many small arguments between me and my daughter-in-law.
I'm Somad, the head of the household and the burden of this simple home. I am confused about who should wash the dishes, who should top up the electricity token, and how to ensure equality and fairness. But I can because there are 2 cultures. My wife, Rani, follows a culture that emphasizes gender equality, while my mother, Burani, the address to the old-fashioned belief that women are more suited for household chores. This left me feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what to do.
Hello, I'm Rani, the wife of a family head, my angry husband who can't decide when to rest or duties or sweep the house, but I love him so much. Oh yeah, I used to be a woman's rights activist advocating for gender equality. I often advocated for gender equality among students at my university. However, now I'm faced with a situation where my mother-in-law, who was raised in a patriarchal household by her husband, has outdated views on gender equality. This has led to us rarely getting along and often disagreeing, as I believe that all household chores are simply the responsibility of everyone living in the house. However, she, with her patriarchal mindset, only asks me or even herself to handle the overwhelming amount of household chores.
I'm Rangga. This is Conchis Mr. Marni. I'm final year, a university student who has not yet complete my final thesis because 3 hours hadn't complete the family. He don't speak much, but there is common perspective observer from academic perspective. Rangga chapter home the family is miniature battle of ego, power, and the inability to listen of other. Sometimes he likes to make sarcastic remarks to hit on family. For example, the remote control as politic weapon.
I understand that fairness in the household does not always favor one side, whether it be woman or man. Everyone has equal rights, so that equality and fairness can be upheld, allowing everyone to live in harmony and create an inclusive family. I used to think that being that head of the family meant I had to be strong and firm, but I forgot. Being the head of the family also means being able to listen, understand, and learn. I was caught between two perspectives, my mother's traditional value and my wife's new spirit. I remained silent until I finally realized it's not about who does the dishes or fill the token, but how we treat each other fair, support each other, and grow together. Now I know fairness in the home is not about who holds the power. It's about who love and responsibility are shared equally, because this home is not just mine but ours. Conflict in the household often rises not because someone is at fault, but because we forget that the home is a place for sharing, not domination. Gender equality in the family is not about overturning power, but about leaving the playing field. Everyone, husband, wife, parents, and children, has a role in creating a fair and inclusive space. Start with simple things: listening, speaking with empathy, and sharing the load fairly. Because a healthy family is not defined by who holds the most power, but by who cares the most.